Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Chris with Central Wisconsin Baseheads. Figured I'd share with you guys that I had scooped up a couple of 12-inch Jesters and the Audio Ace Jesters, the D2 Model 12s. And I have a box here that I'm going to open up for you. So we'll go ahead and get right on into that. Check out what's in this bad boy. Now, I did open up one yesterday, and I got to be honest with you. I had kind of a chance to look it over and see what was all cool about like what the Jesters are. And Jesters are pretty much like one of the top models that these guys have. And I'll tell you what, I'm impressed. Like, I'm genuinely impressed hard with the way that these look. These are absolutely phenomenal quality, and you'll see why in a couple seconds here. Bear with me while I tear into this second one here so everybody can see what I'm working with. Tuck this guy back. Got one more. It's a box in a box. Got one more to open up. Bear with me. We'll get there. So, I hope everybody's doing good today, by the way. I sure am. Looking forward to the base season this year and see what everybody's got going on inside their rides that they didn't last year. I know that winter time around Wisconsin is kind of upgrade and update time. So, it's definitely something exciting that the new season is here. Lots of shows, by the way. You'll have to look on Central Wisconsin Baseheads to see what we all have on there. We do have an itinerary. We did post one that did have a small error. There was some of the shows that were not actually on there that are going to be going on in Wisconsin, and we apologize to you guys wholeheartedly for that. That wasn't our intent. We just put out the shows as we had, availability to the knowledge of them. So, okay. Here we go. So, upon first inspection of it, this is what you get. Mind you, these two boxes, real nice, heavy-duty crush-rated boxes. And you can see that these guys actually package them in foam around it. That's really a cool idea. I mean, these are very well packed, very well shipped. I mean, it's almost fastest shipping I've ever seen anybody have for a subwoofer company ever. So, all right, we'll set this back down. Sorry, bear with me. Okay, so now pull out the first layer of styrofoam, and then we'll pull this big boy out. Oh, is that a big heavy sub? Wow. They have a 220 ounce magnet rated at conservatively around 2,000 watts RMS. And I have a feeling that they'll take some more than that. I mean, I don't want you to take my word on it and blow the heck out of them, but I honestly feel like they could handle considerably more than the 2,000 watts RMS that they're rated for. So, here we go. Look at that bad boy. Here, we'll rip this open. I want everybody to see what I think is so cool about these and why they're kind of not really given the glory they deserve yet. So as you can see, here, I'll move out of the way so you can see through the basket. As you can see, the sub has a very open design, which, mind you, in my opinion, that's very nice to be able to look at the bottom and the top of the spiders without having any, real issues. You can see, if I kind of bring it in a little closer here, you can see the coil, which is really nice and easily accessible. Beautiful job, by the way. Nice double ran tinsel leads on top of the spider here. Very nice on both sides. Okay. So, I mean, in my opinion, when you're designing a subwoofer, why would you not design it like this so that you can look in there? And not only that, but I mean, imagine the amount of excessive cooling that this subwoofer has, as to say something like my Audiobound Immortal, which has these screens. Let me get it down there. You see those screens right there? Those kind of cover that so you can't really see it. Now, mind you, I think they do that basically because they don't want anything to get into the gap. But if you're cautious and you know how to deal with subwoofers, you shouldn't have that issue. So another cool thing is, if you see this, there's nice machined holes in this fantastic basket that we've got here that run these 8-gauge tinsel leads or direct leads off of the spiders. And I mean, those are really fancy. The foam on these guys are just massive. I mean, just great. They're just cool looking. They have it's. I mean, I would assume this is kind of like a high roll SPL foam. The Ace logos really look cool when the sub is in movement. It's definitely something that it almost looks hologram style. Now the length on these direct leads is another thing that's really kind of neat. If you look at what these are extremely long. Bear with me a second. This is a heavy subwoofer to get underneath. Okay, so now as you can tell, these actually come dipped in like solder already, so they're nice and solid. They're not just weak leads, so you could drop those right into your amplifier. Not even really have to worry about it. I'm trying to get my phone to capture the quality that those are. You can see them even better on this sub. Nice looking tinsel leads. They're just awesome. Or not tinsel leads, but direct leads. Now the amount of X-Max that this sub has, I think it's at 35 centimeters, or millimeters, sorry. And I mean, that's a pretty massive amount of X-Max. And if you look at the size of the gap there for the cone and the spider here, in comparison to down here at the basket level where it meets the motor, I mean, look in there and see how nicely that you could get right into the motor area, you know, and change it out if you had to, or if you wanted to, you know, at some point in time rebuild it. I mean, these are very well made. The spiders screw down, and they're really super nice, clean design. They have a 10-inch spider on a 12-inch sub. So, I mean, these things are going to really have some massive movement, in my opinion. And I'm excited to hear what they sound like. I kind of can't wait. It's awesome. If I had to say personally, now, I mean, I've had a lot of subs, and everybody that knows me can justify and agree with me that that's the case. I mean, these are some of the best quality subwoofers made that I've seen. They have easy accessibility, extra great cooling. I mean, the design is flawless. In my opinion, I don't know if I've ever seen such a great design for a subwoofer, because it's simple. You know, why would you pay extra money to cover up cooling and keep your sub warmer? You know, these are a great design. The fact that the baskets are machine hold for the direct leads to come off of, my Immortals don't have that. These originally had like input terminals on the side for the quad coil hookup, and truthfully, I mean, it's kind of a superior, you know, a superior design as far as what the Audio Ace crew here has came out with. Whoever's designing their subs, I mean, they should be giving these guys a high five, because these are fantastic in comparison to what some of these different makers are making right now. You know, where they stick on plastic stuff on the basket just to make it look cool, or, you know, whatever the plan is. Here's another sub that I have that I'm going to show you guys in comparison, just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm trying to tell you. So we've got a lot of companies out here that'll put money and effort into plastic pieces. They have money and effort that goes in to plastic pieces that literally just cover that motor up. This is just a plastic piece on the bottom of the sub. This is an MB Quart square. It's kind of an old school sub. They don't really make them anymore. But I mean, you've got this company who has these kind of input terminals, which are very cheesy, in my opinion. And then, you know, they're spending extra money to cover up the embarrassment of the motor structure that they have, where in comparison to this thing, you've got subs like this being made, where it's got massive, like a massive motor on it. It kind of reminds me of an HDC3 sound cube sub design motor, but these have really nice design on the bottom as far as their look goes too. So everybody can see that. I mean, these are really neat, really nice, big, beefy subs. 3-inch coils, 4-layer hand or 4-layer wound. I think that's what I'd have to double check. It might be 3-layer, but I think they're 4. long story short, guys, I mean, you look at those. Those are awesome. I mean, you're not going to get a better sub for the money. In my opinion, these are very easy to work on if you had to. Easy to assess what the problem could be because you can actually see what the problem would be with the coil if you had it. The fact that the baskets have the machined holes in them for the direct leads to run out really is nice. I mean, it's an intelligent design. It's like they took everything that was bad about subwoofers into consideration when making these and came out with something, in my opinion, that's perfect. I mean, it's a great sub, and I honestly can't wait to hear it. John Hart, you're an awesome guy. I can't wait to show you guys what I'm going to do with these. They'll be going into a custom enclosure, and I'll be running them in the Passat this year, and they will be on hopefully two 5,000 watt amps, one per sub. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much.